In this module, we will flip the script of have, do, and be, introduce a new concept to the layers of self, and review the idea of matter over mind to shift internal blocks. In the last module, I briefly spoke to the human desire of have, do, and be, meaning once I have what I want, I'll be able to do what I want and therefore be who I want. When again, it's quite the opposite. Once I be who I want, which is my whole self usually, I'll do what I want and therefore I'll have what I want. This is how we overcome life's obstacles. Overcoming obstacles or breaking barriers is the same strategy whether you're wanting to do a back handspring, open a business, speak to strangers, or just find inner peace. Everyone goes through a process. This process is changing your mind, facing your fear, processing your emotions, shifting your energy, raising your vibration, mastering your physical body, all to accomplish your goal. Therefore, when that's done, you will know thy capable self, you will manifest your destiny, enjoy your life, and finally find inner peace. The thing is that we usually think and act in this order from top to bottom because we were taught to do it this way, which in most cases actually causes burnout or leaves us feeling unsatisfied in one or more areas of our life while the other succeeds. That's because this system from top to bottom requires motivation. Working through obstacles this way is using the mind over matter technique. And that is when we're trying to actually change things by motivating ourselves. And typically motivation requires some sort of external force. What we want to do is we want to operate from an internal one, which means that we've got to start operating from inspiration. So if we actually took this process, but we ran it in the opposite order from bottom to top, that's just not when you're using your mind over matter. You're actually using matter over mind. And when that happens, you don't just change your thoughts, you actually blow your mind, especially when you see how supported you actually are in creating the life you want. Now that we know that we're actually looking for a way to operate from inspiration and spiritus to be inspired, let's go ahead and work this list in the opposite order and see how that feels. First, let's strive to find peace, which therefore helps us enjoy life so we can better manifest our destiny. And with that, know thy capable self, which helps us accomplish our goals, master our physical body, raise our vibration, shifts our energy, helps us to process future emotions, continually face our fears, which ultimately changes our mind and helps us overcome life's obstacles. Doesn't that feel a lot better? If we're going to run that list backward, that means the first thing we need to do is find peace. Now, in order to find peace, we have to actually stop the mental loop. The mental loop of why. Why do I always do this? Why does this always happen to me? Why do I always pick that type of person? Why do I always get fired? All of the whys. And the way that we do this is by finding the life theme. Your life theme is an energetic, subconscious program of limiting beliefs, causing toxic thoughts, and worse, behaviors that run on default, keeping you from getting what you want in life. Think of it as the center of the onion. Now, surely you've heard of this. Personally, I actually don't like that. Onions are stinky. I'd rather think of it as a pearl. We have walls that are like a pearl. They're really, really hard walls that we build up around ourselves in order to protect us, but really all of that protection ends up causing this heavy weighted constriction within ourselves. And they're kind of hard to peel back at the same time, right? Like these walls don't just come tumbling down. They take a long time sometimes for us to really peel these layers back. And instead what we do is we tend to like buff it and make it shiny and pretty and pretend like we're all okay, when really underneath there's just this seething, hard irritation and frustration that keeps us small and compact within our own skin. It is this discomfort that can leave us feeling as though we are trapped inside, or even as though we've lost ourselves somewhere along the process. What better way to go find ourselves again than to actually drill straight down into this pearl and blow the whole thing up? All right, now I do want to warn you. Once we blow this thing up, there's going to be shrapnel everywhere, and that will need to be sifted, processed, and organized. But that's why this course exists, and our other ones too, to help you make sense of the past while creating custom tools to aid you in the future, so that when you're ready to sift through the remaining collateral beauty, you can make perfect sense of these memories in a linear fashion so that they are able to be easily seen and empowered. It's in these moments of voluntary reckoning that courage is birthed and the excavation becomes fun, playful, and interesting because you're finding and learning so much more about you. It is through these emotional excavations where your flow state is found. After all, your subconscious mind is the energetic frequency your soul emits through your being to gather your emotional state based on the circumstantial evidence delivered to it via your nervous system. This is what we're tapping into. Your nervous system has been working since your time in the womb, and your body is constructed of atoms carrying DNA evidence from the beginning of time. Your body literally carries lifetimes of subconscious intuitive information just waiting to aid you in your life's journey of purpose. It's time to listen in order to heal these timelines. Let's begin with yours. Now that you have an idea of what we will be doing during your shadow session, it's time to start exploring the tools that we will be using for it.